The Minnesota Vikings could and should be interested in drafting BPA, best player available, in the first round, especially if they're #blessed enough to be able to move down a couple spots and recoup some draft capital. If they do so, they should strongly consider defensive enforcer, heat-seeking missile, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Let's talk about the Notre Dame linebacker, safety, defensive weapon, jack of all trades today. Background: 21 years young, 6'1", 221, former three-star recruit from Hampton, Virginia. Took his talents to Notre Dame, was a 2-year starter for the Irish. 2019 racked up 8.5 sacks, primarily as an edge rusher. 2020, he dominated as a linebacker, 61 tackles, 79.7 PFF grade, Butkus Award winner for best linebacker in the nation, consensus All-American, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, was an all-around just amazing stud. Combine, amazing in agility and explosion. Didn't run the 40 due to tightness at his hamstring, but he probably would have clocked in around the 4.5 range or better. His speed is certainly up there with Micah Parsons. Pros: tackling, heat-seeking missile, like we mentioned. He is Avant Drago. Whatever he hits, he destroys. Speed and instincts work together. No wasted movement. Closing speed is elite. Leadership, leads by example out on the field. He is a tone center. He really is akin to Harrison Smith out there. Notre Dame connection. No. Versatility. Can play linebacker, box safety, slot cornerback. Is the joker of the defense, and he is the perfect counter to more receiving tight ends. Be moved all over the field. Same thing with running backs. Cons: size. So you can't sleep on a 221-pound linebacker. Of course, adding size is the easiest thing to do in the NFL, so I'm not too worried about that. Positionless. Now, you could run into a problem a lot like Isaiah Simmons and the Cardinals last year, where if you have a defensive coordinator who won't adapt, who won't use the talent of the players that are given to him, he might struggle, where he's too small to be an every-down traditional linebacker, but also, is he odd as a strong safety? Run defense. With his size, he's not going to be able to take on blocks. He can get washed out. He needs to be kept clean. Similar issues to Eric Wilson. Pro comp. So a lot of Deion Jones has been thrown around. I think that's apt, but I really like Thomas Davis, who was a similar linebacker safety tweener coming out of Georgia back in the day. Added size and turned himself into one of the best linebackers in Panthers franchise history, so respect there. I think 14 overall is a little bit too rich for Joke, given the other talent that's going to be on the board, but he's clearly the number 2 linebacker in the class behind Parsons. I have him ahead of Zaven Collins. If the Vikings do trade down, are committed to using him as a sub-package wizard, yes, absolutely. Like, as long as Zimmer isn't like, well, he's a linebacker or he's a safety. No, he's going to be both. He's going to be everything. He's going to be all of that stuff. Plus, also remember, Barr and Vigil are both on 1-year deals. So the linebacker room in 2022 could look a little bit different. And it is a low-key position of need for the Vikings. Plus, I think if the Vikings do take him in base defense, if they play him at weak side linebacker, even in your 4-3, you're basically playing nickel. You're basically playing big nickel with 2 safeties and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah on the field. So you got Joke's safety-like capabilities with Harrison Smith, with Xavier Woods. So even though he's listed as a linebacker, you're sort of addressing the safety position as well. And hell, maybe down the line, maybe they start using Joke more as like a Jamal Adams, who was a de facto linebacker, just up in the box, Harrison Smith out back, saving some wear and tear on his body, potentially extending his career. So I'd be pretty fired up, man. So I would be really pumped if the Vikings are able to, say, trade down into the late teens, early 20s. I think that's the threshold of where Joke is going to go. And if he's there, get him, and then hammer offensive line day 2 with their 2 third-round picks, and hopefully with that second-round draft capital, maybe. The dream is alive, baby. But he's a very, very special player that the Vikings should definitely take seriously. But your thoughts? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker out of Notre Dame. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.